So Dim, it's completion and drive day basically. So tell us a little bit about where you found this car and a little bit of the history before it came to Rindt.
Yeah, so interestingly, the car somewhat found me. So I wasn't actually looking for an old air-cooled Porsche. I was actually looking for a newer kind of water-cooled car. But this car came up for sale, and I guess the first thing that struck me was it was originally an Australian delivered car, and as you can tell by my accent, originally from Australia.
I think I can tell.
Which prompted me to kind of dig a little bit deeper and understand a little bit about the history. The car is originally a 1970 911E, but the previous owner had gone to the effort and expense of putting on the flared arches, the ducktail, the front spoiler, and the like. And
then we sat down, and you had a bit of a, I guess a concept in your head, and we kind of pulled that out of you where you wanted to go. One of the big parts of that was the colour.
Yes.
Which the car was originally in.
Correct.
Signal orange.
Yeah. So originally delivered new in 1970 in signal orange, and I guess that was probably the biggest decision I had to make around: do I go with any colour available, the plethora of Porsche colours available, or do I bring it back to its original form? And I wanted to, given the car's been changed and modified significantly from its the original 911E, I wanted to bring some of the history back to the car. So bringing it back to this signal orange, which, I mean, once you see it in the flesh, I think a lot of the online images don't do it justice. It's one of these colours that you really need to see in person, and super happy and thrilled with the end outcome and what the team here have been able to achieve.
And then we sat down and we kind of took pen to paper, if you like, and we started designing what you wanted, not just the look of the car on the outside, but obviously on the inside as well. And we'll cut to some shots of this in a minute, but it's got really nice classic interior with houndstooth all the way through the car, which looks epic.
Yeah. So I was very conscious of not kind of having a direct replica. I didn't want a direct replica of the 73 RS. So I almost wanted to treat it almost like a greatest hits, if you like, of the period, the early 70s of Porsche. So it's not trying to be a replica RS, but it does pay homage, obviously, to the Carrera RS 2.7, and things like the little details, the deck lid with the badging with the gold Porsche badge, the Pepita or houndstooth inserts on the seat, the carpet, which is, I think Brian mentioned it, the carpet that I've selected here is the boucle carpet from a 356.
Yeah.
So, I guess the best way I describe it to myself and the concept is it pays homage, and it is a bit of a greatest hits to the Porsches of the early 70s.
Yeah. And then we got into the build phase. We found a little bit of rust, didn't we?
Yeah, it was one of those that
when it was cracked open,
looked good from far, and until it was stripped back completely and back to its bare metal shell, it's had somewhat of an interesting history in its 54, 55 years now of existence.
But we got through it, and we've now got a completely solid car, which for years to come is going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah,
which is great.
Definitely.
And then completion, so the car came together, all the interior. I mean, Dim's been down multiple times during the build and saw the seats getting put together, all the individual components coming together, major choices all the way through. Designed some new door pockets, which I think we're going to see on future builds as well, which I thought was amazing that you and Andrea kind of sat down. I'm going to kind of show those because they're just brilliant. So just what you need for your sunglasses on a day like this, and a few other bits and pieces. Also keeping the whole line of the traditional more RS door card as well, which is amazing. And then we're on the day, the drive-away day. So
looking forward to it. The weather couldn't be any better.
You couldn't have picked a better day. It's not been like this, I can say, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but we do have a nice day today. So Dim, I'm totally stoked to hand the car over and back to you, and I think you're going to love it.
Brilliant. No, thank you Trevor, thank you to the whole Rindt team. Absolutely thrilled with the end outcome, and the team here have done an absolutely amazing job, and couldn't be thankful enough to the efforts and I guess the patience with me as I changed a few little things along the way and added.
I don't get involved in that bit, so it doesn't really matter. But
and added some scope along the way. But yeah, like I said, couldn't be happier.
all right, let's get for a drive.